I'm gonna rant again. So, like, whoa. More men are talking about what millennial men have been talking about this whole time. I've just watched like 5 other guys in cars genre video, which I'm now a part of. But I just watched like 5 other guys in cars video, and let me tell you, they're all saying the same thing. And finally somebody says something to do. I guess May 1st there's going to be a general labor strike. And honestly, that's exactly what should happen. Same thing with a tax strike. Don't go to work. They can't fire us all. And if they do, hey, we'll just start our own economy. Like, I think, and I was just talking to a guy I met today on Facebook Marketplace. My wife is a fiend when it comes to Facebook Marketplace, buying and selling stuff, right? And like, I just talked to this guy, fully licensed handyman with insurance and everything, just trying to see if he could spread his business doing anything. And what I bought from him was this beautiful, like, spare wood, like, bread cabinet looking thing. My wife saw it, was $20, wanted it, and I was like, okay, we'll figure it out. But like, this guy is super skilled and smart and knows what he's doing, and he can't like afford to buy a house. He has to rent a rinky-dink, like, split family home kind of apartment thing with his girlfriend, who has to also work. Like, no one's having kids, nobody's starting families, men and women hate each other, and nobody can afford to do anything. And I keep hearing from people that millennials are the whiny ones. I've yet to meet a millennial who doesn't go, yeah, I worked like 3 jobs for 10 years and I still live in a rinky-dink apartment, but it's my fault because I buy avocado toast. Like, come on. Boomers, you gotta start taking us seriously. Xers, you better get on board. I'm not condoning any type of violence. I'm actually committing to like non-action. Don't pay taxes, don't go to work. They can't arrest us all. Easy for me to say, I ain't got a job. Maybe that's why I'm able to say it. I grew up extremely conservative my entire life, and this is where it's got me. Physically disabled, without a job, and homeless. I went to their schools, I went to their churches, I went to their lessons, I did what they told me to, and this is where I ended up. 32-year-old with multiple disabilities from working grueling jobs, psychologically and physically. I mean, I was the last thing people would see before they make the great beyond, you know? But it's my fault that I was never taught how to even tie my shoes. Like, I never had someone sit down and tie my shoes. I had to learn from people making fun of me. Like, our parents didn't even teach us, like, they had to talk with us. Why were there so many teen pregnancies? Because we didn't have the talk on how it happened, and they glorified it on MTV. Who wrote the shows that glorified teen pregnancy? Huh, could it be boomers? So, boomers need to stop blaming us for anything. And it should be obvious, we just got here, and it's already the 9th inning, and the home team is last up to bat on a tie game, right? And I want something peaceful. I want boomers to pull their head out of their behinds and be like, oh wait, we're supposed to make the life for our children better than ours. That means lowering mine even in pursuit of that, right? Okay, there are people who are way less patient. I'm a pacifist, and they're not. There are people out there who are getting angry. They can't afford anything. They can't survive off of what they have. We would need a $60 minimum wage to equal the buying power that people on minimum wage in the 70s and 60s had. $60 an hour. That's right. Burger flippers deserve to have a livable wage, and that wage is $60 an hour. Why can't we do that? Could you think it's because Jeff Bezos has a yacht comparable to a Russian prince or a Russian oligarch? Do you think it could be that Mark Zuckerberg holds so much money, he's able to build a bunker in Hawaii. But there are people like me who have worked their entire life just to get shafted and to say work harder. Do you think it could be that Bill Gates used all that money he got from us buying a spy network and willingly participating in it and data collection for AI this whole time so he could go hang out with Jeffrey Epstein and cheat on his wife? Like, you guys realize that the very things that we buy and don't even think about were created by the billionaire Epstein pedophile class. They don't pay the taxes like we do. And I can hear all the classical liberals and libertarian, or not libertarians, but the classical, well, I guess libertarians. Tax on what? There's no income. Yeah, we get it. They have tax loopholes that don't allow them to skirt paying taxes. Unrealized gain statement is just going to take it bad for everyone. Okay, that's why I'm saying we're not going through the government. Stop paying taxes. Don't go to work. Watch everything crumble. That's going to suck for everybody in the hospital. But the fact that nurses have to get 2 jobs. See, growing up, being a nurse would allow you to raise 3 kids in a small house or a decent sized house and never go without anything that kids would need. You know, and even take a vacation. Right? Dude, there are people who are nurses now having to work 2 or 3 jobs just to afford like $1,500 in rent. People are like not starting families. What happens when an entire species stops making babies? And boomers, I literally had a boomer tell me like, yeah, well, I think I should have what I earned. I deserve what I've earned, right? I should have my stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And, you know, respectfully, in the back of my head only, I'm going, you wanting your stuff is why I'm homeless. You guys just have houses full of stuff. Like, full of useless stuff that you're never going to use. And you buy bigger houses so you can put more stuff in it. I've never settled down in a permanent home. I've always been like the temporary roommate or only living with my parents for a little bit kind of a situation. Like, I've always been a vagabond. I'm 32 years old with a kid and a wife. I should own a home by now. Period. Like, why do homes go up in value? Because there's less of them. Why aren't we making more? Because there's no one to make more, and the ones that do make more make low quality ones. We've completely pushed men like me out of the market because we would rather hire cheap labor from knowingly hiring illegal immigrants and H-1B visas, screwing over the native population. And guys like me then have to work doubly hard and destroy their bodies while somebody from another country comes here and gets paid less than me to send back home. The money's not even staying here. And India's entire economy depends on H-1Bs, okay? I really encourage people, go on a general labor strike. Go on a tax strike. Sit in if you dare. Or show up and don't do anything. Strike. Because there's nothing more that's gonna listen to. You know, I've told people, like, I only get listened to when I raise my voice and get very angry. I like talking like this more than getting angry, but only when I start getting loud and in people's faces do they even consider what I'm saying. And, you know, that make me, I'm a bad arguer or debater, but why should I have to argue and debate when I'm telling you my lived experience? It is not up for debate that I can't afford anything. It's not up for debate that I can't find a place to live or a job that can support my family. And it's not a debate that it's bad that my wife has to work and I can't. It's not up for debate. And quit trying to think you're smart and debate it. Boomers, I've yet to meet one smarter than me. So quit trying and realize that your position now in the economy is the calf. You are the fat calf that we need to eat. And I'm not saying like literally eat and kill people or kill and eat like bad. No. But like, yeah, no, it's time for you to downsize. It's time for you to let your kids move in and make all the financial decisions and let them take care of you. Because if you don't, you're going to die in a nursing home alone from bed sores. And your kids are going to die out on the streets. Meanwhile, our country being sold out to foreigners because rich people want cheap labor and boomers just seem to think that they're part of that class. Unless you make over $1 million a year, and I mean net, right? You put $1 million in your own checking account or savings account every year, right? You're not a part of the safe class. Unless you have multiple businesses that are making you money no matter what happens in the economy. You're not part of the class that's going to be safe. Even if you've paid off your house, you're retired, and you don't have to work for nothing, right? Unless you are a Bezos or a Zuckerberg or a Trump or a Gates or a Clinton or an Obama or any senator, Ted Crenshaw, unless you are like a politician or an independent millionaire, you're not part of the class that's going to be safe when the workers stop working. So you can either get on board now, let your kids move in, give them all of your money, or you're going to die alone, just like the rest of us. Except we're going to die because we're going to be lined up against a wall in a workers' revolt. You're going to die because the person that they shot at that wall was supposed to be your home health care aide. That's where it's going. So get on board or get out of the way.